Hi, everybody. While things are still alive, I figured I would give you a little tiny tour of my attempts at growing things directly from seed or from cuttings or from scrap. And so, for example, this was like our first experiment, and these were yellow eye beans that I bought to cook with, and through the plastic bag and paper towel method, they sprouted. We planted them. This is now the very, very end of their season, I feel like, or their life cycle. But they grew this beautiful, really luscious plant that then generated a lot of beans. Well, first it flowered, and then the bean came out, and we actually harvested the beans and dried them to see if we could grow some more. But this is, after I've left it abandoned outside in the sun for a really long time. In here, I'm growing or trying to grow sunflowers from sunflower seeds that we actually harvested when we went to a sunflower farm upstate, and I'll show you pictures the inside of the sunflower as after the sunflower had bloomed and basically was on its way to die. You can just scrape the seeds off the center of the sunflower. So I'll show you that. This is a pea plant, actually from peas from the supermarket. The peas that came in a bag pre-washed. And peas grow really fast. Snap peas, anything in that family, grows really well. And so we have a pea. This was a jalapeno plant from a half-cut jalapeno that actually there's two pieces of jalapeno, and there's now two different plants. I forgot about them. This took a really long time to actually germinate and grow. But as you can see, it was just from the seeds and the leftovers of a jalapeno. This is curly parsley, which I actually started growing indoors and then transplanted outdoors, and it came from seeds. And then this was the craziest one, which was my son noticed that there was one watermelon seed out of our watermelon last year that had a tiny little root at the bottom. And so we decided to plant it, and now this thing not only grew, but it took over the entire space, and it's growing and growing and growing, and I wanted to cut it and throw it out until I realized that all the way over here there's a tiny little, actually not so tiny, really heavy watermelon. So I'm a little confused. Hope we can talk about it. Didn't think we were going to get fruit from this type of seed, but maybe we do. And then there's an array of edible flowers. There were cornflowers, daisies. These are marigolds, and you can eat them in salad or do other things with them. These are violas, which you can also eat, so they're edible flowers. And my really sad mint. And then from an avocado pit, in water you can get a sprout. Usually they're pretty sad looking, and they just grow really tall but with very few leaves. But this is the first time I actually planted it somewhat outside in mulch, and as you can see, it actually is growing pretty substantially with a whole lot of leaves. And as I said, all of these were grown from scrap, from seeds that came from scrap, or from cuttings, or from things that we had in the fridge and in the pantry, and for the sunflower seed, things that I I guess I stole from a sunflower farm, but don't tell anybody. These are the microgreen seeds that you get in the kit, and in just, I think, 3 days, this is the amount of microgreens that we produced, and I didn't even finish, I think, the whole container. And like I mentioned in the video about garbage, it is growing. I like to use the bottom of the takeout containers a lot for just, the bottom of pots and stuff. And this is a recycled, like, blueberry or whatever container. And as I said, it makes for like the perfect kind of growing environment. Two things that I really like. I'm not an expert when it comes to like indoor growing or growing in general, which is that I'm super shocked that all these things actually kind of worked, and I've managed to grow things. These I found on Amazon, and I really like. They kind of have a reservoir of water at the bottom, and indoor plants seem to do really well in those. This was shisho, which is now dying, that I grew during lockdown, which it's a really nice herb that you can eat and do all sorts of things with. But any sort of like indoor grow lights that you could get your hands on or make also really helps with indoor growth. And this is our random seed collection, where, as we eat stuff, we kind of keep pits and different seeds, and usually we're a little bit better at labeling them, but some of them we can organize, and some of them we just kind of plant, and then we wait for the surprise of what actually comes out. But I do encourage you to start keeping a little seed collection of your own. So another quick thing that I wanted to show you, based on the New York Restoration Project and the other tutorials that I saw online, we made these bug hotels out of natural collected materials and recycled materials, which is part of the reason why we're asking you to collect all these recycled tools and your garbage for a few. And if you can hang them outside somewhere, even in a public space, they make beautiful habitats for all types of bees and different pollinators and bugs that you do want in your garden.